Hello, my name is Alex, and I want to share the story of how I learned to speak English. It was not easy, but it was worth every step. I hope my story inspires you to believe that you can achieve your dreams too. I grew up in a small town where not many people spoke English. When I was 22, I started dreaming of speaking English fluently. I wanted to watch English movies without subtitles, read books, and maybe even travel one day. But most of all, I wanted to feel confident. I thought English could give me new opportunities and a better future. At first, I didn't know where to begin. I had no English teacher, and I felt shy about my poor skills. But one day I decided, I will learn English no matter how difficult it is. I started small. Every morning I woke up early, took an old dictionary, and learned 5 new words. I wrote them in a notebook, tried to say them out loud, and made sentences with them. I remember the first words I learned: happy, hello, thank you, friend, and hope. Those simple words felt like magic to me. After a few weeks, I realized I needed to do more than just learn words. I needed to read English too. So, I borrowed a children's book from the library. I was embarrassed at first to read a kid's book, but it helped me. I read 1 page a day, pointing to each word with my finger. Slowly, I understood more and more. Then I started listening to English songs. I could barely understand the lyrics, but I loved the sounds. I would try to repeat the words even if I didn't know what they meant. I listened to the same songs over and over until I could sing along. It was fun and a good way to practice. Speaking was the hardest part for me. I was so shy and scared of making mistakes. At first, I practiced alone in my room, repeating phrases like "good morning" and "how are you?" I would look in the mirror and pretend I was talking to someone. After a few months, I decided to try speaking with real people. I went to a local cafe where tourists sometimes visited. My hands would shake, but I would go up to them and say, "Hello." Sometimes they would smile and respond. It wasn't much, but it was a big step for me. Each time, I became a little braver. One day I heard about an English club in the city. People would meet every Saturday to practice speaking English together. I felt nervous, but I decided to go. When I arrived, I saw many people like me, all wanting to learn English. We played games, practiced speaking, and encouraged each other. I was still making mistakes, but I felt safe there. No one laughed at me. Instead, they cheered me on. With each meeting, I got better. I began to speak more confidently and even started sharing stories about my life in English. There were times when I wanted to give up. Sometimes I couldn't understand movies, or I forgot words I had learned. I felt frustrated and thought, maybe I'm just not good at this. But then, I remembered why I started. I reminded myself, I want a better future. I want to make my dream come true. My family also encouraged me. My younger sister, Maya, would listen to me practice and laugh with me when I made funny mistakes. Her support meant a lot to me. I realized that every mistake was a chance to learn. One lucky day, I met Mr. Parker, a retired English teacher. He saw how passionate I was and offered to help me. We met twice a week, and he taught me grammar, pronunciation, and writing. Mr. Parker was patient and kind, and he believed in me. He told me to keep a journal in English, so every night I would write about my day. It was hard at first, but over time my writing improved. Mr. Parker taught me to think in English, not just translate from my native language. This made a big difference. After months of practice, I decided to take a big step. I volunteered to give a small speech at our English club. I was very nervous. My heart was racing, and my hands were sweaty. But I reminded myself, "You've worked so hard, Alex. You can do this." When I stood in front of everyone, I took a deep breath and began speaking. I told them about my journey, my dream, and the challenges I had faced. When I finished, everyone clapped. I felt so proud of myself. I had done something I once thought was impossible. My hard work was paying off. I got a job at a local company where English was needed. My boss was impressed by my progress and gave me more responsibilities. I started writing emails in English, attending meetings, and even helping my colleagues practice their English. I also made friends from different countries, which allowed me to use English daily. I couldn't believe it. I was really speaking English just like I had dreamed. Over time, my English became fluent. I could have deep conversations, read English books, and understand movies without subtitles. I had achieved my dream, but I knew that the journey had changed me in other ways too. Learning English taught me patience, courage, and the power of never giving up. Today, I tell my story to others who are learning English. I visit schools and community centers, speaking to people who feel like they will never reach their goals. I tell them, if I can do it, so can you. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is that you keep going. My journey taught me that dreams can come true if we are willing to work hard, stay patient, and never give up. Learning English was my dream, but more importantly, it was a journey that made me a stronger, more confident person. So, if you're reading this and dreaming of speaking English, know that it's possible. Take small steps every day, and don't worry about making mistakes. Remember, every word you learn and every sentence you speak brings you closer to your goal. Keep believing, keep practicing, and one day you'll look back and see